Hello, my friends. We're back for math. And yesterday we talked about time to the hour, and we recognized that the hour hand is the shorthand, and it doesn't always point directly to a number. Sometimes it's between numbers. And when it's between numbers, it's always the hour that's at the bottom, that is underneath. It is I can't say the smaller number because it's not always that way, but if I were to move it back to the last number, it would fall in that category. But today we are going to go on and we're going to talk about the minute hand and being able to tell time to the hour and the half hour. And you guys need to be familiar with those words, hour and half hour. So half hour is your vocabulary word, okay? And we think of an hour as 60 minutes. So 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. So what do you imagine a half hour would be? How many minutes would there be in a half hour if an hour is 60 minutes? Yeah, it'd be 30 minutes because half of 60 is 30. And I know this because I can think of and I can envision in my head a clock. And I see the clock in front of me. And I know that the 12, the o'clock, is at the top. And what is directly underneath the 12 at the bottom of the clock? It's a 6. And how many minutes is there at the 6? And that's 30 minutes. So anytime your minute hand is pointing to the 6, that means it's on the half hour. That is showing half hour. And remember, the minute hand is the long hand that is going around. And then that really thin one that's moving fast, that's your second hand. But we don't use the second hand very often. Okay, most people don't pay attention unless you're timing something, but then you'd use a timer. So I'm going to go through some lessons here with you, and we're going to look at this. If I look at my clock that I have right here in front of us, we know that this one is the hour hand because it's short, and if I laid them on top of each other, see how that one, the green one, is longer? So that one is our minute hand, and our orange one is the hour hand. So look at my clock. Now, when we say clockwise, we are going around the clock in numerical order. Now, when my minute hand is pointing to the 12, we call that o'clock. Remember that, o'clock. So it is currently 9 o'clock. Right? We would not say this is 9:12. Does that make sense? We don't say 9:12 minutes. No, we do not, because this isn't even 12 minutes. It's more than 12 minutes. So yesterday we reviewed, or on Tuesday we reviewed, that when we are talking hours, we are talking about the numbers that go around. So for, if the hour hand is pointing to a 9, it's 9. When the hour hand is pointing to the 10, it's 10 o'clock. When the hour hand, look how my minute hand moves around as I move my hour hand. When it's pointing to 11, it is 11 o'clock. But the minute hand is different. Every time the minute hand moves over, why am I going the wrong direction? There, it's like not wanting to go. Okay, when it goes to each black little line around here, that represents 1 minute. So here I have, it is 11:01. If I move it a little further, if it will move, this is 11, and we go 1, 2, 02. If I move it more, now it is 11, and we're going to go, we're not starting at 12 is when we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 11:03. I move it another one. I am now at 11, 1, 2, 3, 11:04. When my minute hand is pointing to the 1, we say this is 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 11:05. So every number on our clock represents counting by fives when we talk about the minutes. So here we have 0. We can say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, or o'clock, all right? And so, and I could do this by counting every little line on here. So if this was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I could keep going. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. What's another name when it is 11:30? How else can I say that? That is the half hour. So I could say it is half past 11. Is another way of phrasing that. It is 11:30. This is the half hour mark. And I can also read the time, tell somebody the time as it is 11:30. And when I hear 11:30, I automatically think, oh, it's 11:30 because that is halfway past 11 o'clock. Now, let us see. Notice how as my minute hand, and notice, let's go back here. Look where my hour hand is pointing when it's 11:30. Yeah, it's about halfway between the 11 and the 12. So even as that minute hand, is it still 11 o'clock now? It certainly is. Is it 11 o'clock now? It certainly is. Is the hour, I should say, is it still 11, not 11 o'clock, sorry. Is the hour still 11 here? Yes, it is. Is it still 11 right here? It is, because guess what? My minute hand has not gotten to the 12. The moment it hits there, and you can see my digital clock right here. Look at that. It's telling me it's 11:59. And when I move it one more, it is now 12 o'clock. Okay, so when we say o'clock, that is to the hour. And when I get that, when my minute hand gets to the 6, sorry about that, that means we are at the half hour. Another way of saying half hour is half past. So some good vocabulary happening today. So half hour is your 60, or your 6, because that is your, we would say 12:30, and 30 is half of 60. So a couple review things here. When we are doing minutes and counting the minutes, each black line represents 1 minute, and it progressively adds on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My digits on the clock, we're going to start at the 1, and we're going to count it as 5. We're going to count by 5s. 5, 10, we'll start here, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, or o'clock, okay? So that is very important to remember, is for the hour, the digits on the clock are what they say they are, but for the minute, the digit on the clock represents 5 and multiples of 5. So you're going to be counting by 5s. All right. Everybody understand that? Hope so, because your homework today is going to be similar to yesterday. You're going to be dragging the time to match the clock, okay? So hopefully that won't be too big of a challenge. And you can get that done very easily. So key vocabulary: half past and half hour. They're the same thing. The half hour is the same as half past, which is the same as 30 minutes. All right, great talking to you, and best of luck with your assignment.